Hello. Okay. So looking at the site, I think it's New Year's for you all, so I understand if you're not working much today. Um, Looking up at the very top, I'm going to try to explain everything well, but ask questions if you don't understand anything. At the very top, there's only four social media icons. And at the very bottom, there's only four social media icons. There should be, I think, seven or eight. I don't remember whether I have seven or eight, but it should be not four. I would like for both. I don't know what you call the tiny thin bar up top that says Jackson Phillips LLC, 1407 Woodlawn Avenue. My address. Um, but uh, that should also have my work phone number on it, um, and my work fax number on it. Those numbers are, bear with me for just a second. The work phone number is 1-800-676-8652, and the work fax number is 1-302-397-8920. So those should be in that top bar, which should be on every page, and it is on every page. But I would like it to be styled differently. Instead of just having it be on a background of the top, like slider image, I would like it to be more separate. So I want it to be navy, and once you make that navy, and I also want the bottom, the footer area, to be navy, then you're going to have to pick other colors for the writing, because you can't have navy on navy, and other colors for the social media icons. I would advise like a combination of beige, salmon, and yellow, maybe brown, but it needs to be a navy section, and I would like it to be the colors to be redone to make sense with that. Now, I might not have been clear up front, but I thought I had said that I just want the five colors that I gave you guys and no more colors, meaning there's no place for black or white in terms of a background or anything like that. I want you to finagle to make those five colors work. And of course, just as a matter of an example, like if you look down and see the who is Jackson Phillips, what does he do, where does he work, you're obviously going to want to put a lighter color behind it. You have white, but the beige might do. And you might want to get, and I prefer if the buttons weren't white, incorporate some more salmon, and definitely have a hover color that makes sense for every button, and every selection. There should always be a hover, a different color for the hover. So that goes for the whole entire site. Get rid of whites and blacks and just use those colors that I gave you and fit them together the best that you can. You might not like it, but I do. Now, I'm looking at, it looks here like when I'm scrolling down the home page, that top bar again comes with a white background. Should be navy, and use the other colors accordingly. For the Let's Get Started buttons, why don't we direct them to our contact form instead of directly to my email? I think that might be more appropriate. I would prefer that. I'm going to change some of the headlines, just make some small changes. I would like, it's hard to tell how the header looks because I kind of messed it up. So I'm not going to get into any more detail on that right now. I want to see it back like it was. There was more quotes that I had on the original site that were shuffling back and forth. I would like them all to be on there, not just two static ones. And I'm not a fan of the back, even though I gave it to you, the colored background doesn't really seem to fit into this site. I would just make it, perhaps that would be a navy background, and the boxes might be beige, and the color of the text might be navy. Abraham is spelled wrong in Abraham Lincoln. It says Abraham, so let's make that Abraham. For the part where it says ready to discuss your case, you'll get rid of the black background. I like the map. I really like this page, although it doesn't have all the social media icons there. Replace that woman's picture with a picture of me. It would make more sense, I think. An appropriate picture of me. Looking down. I don't think that we need to have, it says ready to discuss your case, schedule a consultation. Questions about a judicial issue, ask our experts. Ask an expert. We don't answer questions about issues. We just give consultations. So I would collapse that bottom part about questions about a judicial issue, ask our experts, and just do away with that and leave it with a new, reformatted, ready to discuss your case using the right colors. The scrolling on the site is a bit faulty. There are times, especially in the practice areas, where I scroll up, and nothing happens at all. I don't know if that's a site performance issue or a glitch, but please make it so that's flawless. I mean, that is about usability, and that's everything for customers. I like the contact us FAQ part. Okay, I'm gonna have to change some of the answers, like why us, and you have because we have you're gonna want to put because we have lower costs than our competition, not because we have lowest costs than other companies. And then when it says how to contact JP Law, you have because we have lowest costs than other companies. That doesn't make sense. That's not answering the question. So how to contact JP Law, you would write in response, you can contact Jackson through the contact form on the website, through his email, or through his office phone number, and you would provide each one. Again, under how to make a schedule, you wrote because we have lowest costs than other companies. Again, that doesn't make sense. How to make a schedule, you would put to schedule, call the law offices of Jackson Phillips, Esquire, LLC, and make appointment for a consultation. What are the costs? This is going to be dramatically overhauled. I'm going to skip over that for now, but that's going to be changed completely. Do you have a business email address? I would write that in full sentence form. Yes, we have a business email address. Please contact us at jp@jacksonphillipsesq.com. Okay, so with the testimonials section, I would just as soon that you take away all of the testimonials that are on there, because they're not real people, and I could actually get in trouble with the Delaware State Bar Association. So I like the fact that we have that, but they need to go off for now until I can get some real stuff to put in there. And I don't like the quotes that are really big up top. I'd rather have the quotes closer to the actual quote, but for now, just get rid of all of that until I get real testimonials. Looking down at the footer, I don't like how the practice areas are in all caps, and while the navigation is not in all caps. And I don't like how the contact us is in different colors. I prefer to just have one standard color. I understand why you split it into 5 practice areas, but put it back into 3. They should just be family law, personal injury law, and civil litigation. Those would be all subparts to general practice. You wouldn't want a separate lawsuits and disputes. You could take things like arbitration and mediation and include it under general practice. But there's only going to be 3 main practice areas, and that's civil litigation, which will have a lot of stuff in it, general practice, and personal injury law. So, going back up to the top, about Jackson, this page needs some work. It's not bad. I don't like the quotes on the top and on the bottom of a pull quote. I like them on each side. And for instance, where it says at JP Law we care more, work harder, and charge less, it has an end quote there, but a beginning quote and an end quote at the bottom. For this page, I would almost rather... Well, first, I don't like the background being white, but it needs more pictures, or it needs a little bit more breaking it up. Now, I love at the bottom the shaking hands, and I love how it's not white but yellow in the background, which says our vision, our commitment, our truth and promise. That looks very nice. Definitely get rid of the lorem ipsum underneath that, because that makes me look really bad. Moving on to charity. With charity, there's a small area of white between the noose and the navy and the beige. Eliminate that so that the navy touches the beige. I don't want a thin line of white there. Other than that, that looks okay. Blog looks great with the categories, popular tags. You have all the social media there. Of course, the background won't be white. I like this quite a bit. I might change out some pictures and put in new ones, but definitely get rid of the ones that I didn't write. Because again, I could get in trouble for that with the strict laws around here. Contact us. I would change that picture up top to being a picture of Wilmington, Delaware. That is not Wilmington, Delaware. So you're going to want to find a picture of Wilmington, Delaware that you can use there, because that's where I'm from. It doesn't make sense to put a different city. I like the map. The map is looking good, and this page is again looking really good with just everything about it is super, except for all the white. And again, you'll put my picture in there instead of that woman. At the very bottom, you can change copyright to 2019, and the firm is not called Jackson Phillips LLC. It's Law Offices of Jackson Phillips Esquire LLC. So you're going to want to make that change. So I think that gives you all an awful lot to work on. We're going to wait and get this right before we move on to anything else. But I think that things are doing good. Oh, and for the blog articles, break them up with more subheadings and pictures and stuff like that. And of course, I'm not looking, but each image should be optimized for one of the things that I gave you. Because I want even the images to flock to the top. I know it's tedious work, but that's what I'm hiring you for. So at this juncture, I really do think that you all have done an amazing job. You've made it look a lot better. And I think we can make it look way more better from here. I would like to apologize if anybody has thought I have been harsh with them or overly critical. I didn't mean to be. I'm just under a lot of stress, and sometimes I might say things more directly than I intend, but I have never thought any of you was doing anything but a good job. I'm sorry if I came across that way. It wasn't what I meant. You know, I just like things done my way, and I'm too quick about saying it sometimes. So let me remind you all here that I think you've done great. And I would love if you would keep it up for me, because there's still so much more on the site that needs to be done, and then there's so much more to move it to after that, like all the social media, and man, we've got so much to do, and I hope that you all stick around. Well, either way, I appreciate everything you've done so far, and a Happy New Year.